My first question to you, what is your reaction to the news that Advocate Barbie will be released on parole?
Good morning, Mabale and the viewers. It is a setback, actually, in terms of justice for this such serious offences committed by Advocate Barbie, and it sets a very, very bad example in terms of when we see how the trend has been that people are getting convicted and then they go to correctional services and they behave for a few months and then they are out again and re-offend. That is just what one of the trends that we are seeing. It is a disappointment.
Well, according to correctional services, one of the conditions is that they only do serve half their prison sentence. I'm garnering from your response that you probably don't think this is substantial.
We know that they do serve, their term, but that is why we say that we want consistency in terms of the criteria that they use, in terms of one would be behaving, and in terms of victim, the involvement of the victim and the community. If the community and the victims and the families were involved in this process, because most of the time we see that the victims and the families are not, consulted when it comes to this, and it's very, very disturbing to see that people are going to continue with such acts. And in terms of the children are going to suffer lifelong effects of these acts, but then when it comes to the perpetrators, they seem to be getting away with it.
Vincentia, it is expected that she will probably go onto a sex offenders list, but in your opinion, what do you think she should be or should not be allowed to do with regards to children in the future?
Okay, when she goes on the sexual offences register, we'd also want her to go on the child protection register for people that are found to be unfit to work with children. This would mean that she should not be allowed to work with children anymore. She's not going to be a teacher in the future. She's not going to open a daycare center. She should not be allowed to be in contact with children. And we're seeing that the Department of Social Development is actually lacking, taking a backseat in terms of showing that people that are found guilty of sexual offences and offences against children, that they are not doing it. We want her to pay for it, not for punitive measures, but in terms of children's safety and in terms of ensuring that the society feels that their children are safe in the hands of people. Because we see people that are entrusted with children's care, they seem to be abusing their power, and they are the ones that should be actually getting, strict measures. And we want somebody to say, we are going to put, because they are talking about strict measures. What is it that they are saying when they're saying strict measures? Because nobody is actually making sure that these people are going to be monitored correctly, because we see people that are offending within 24 hours of their parole, they re-offend again.
All right, well, thank you very much to Vincentia Dlamini-Ngobese from Women and Men Against Child Abuse.
News that moves. eNCA.com.